are you playing?
Welcome to another wonderfully crafted episode of What Are You Playing, the show where I talk shit and talk about video games. I don't even remember what I've been playing this week. Oh yeah, so I actually played and beat The Wolf Among Us last week. Really awesome. I think Telltale might be my new favorite game makers. I always tend to connect with character-driven games, and again, Wolf Among Us was definitely one of those kind of games. I will get this out of the way though. I did suffer quite a few technical glitches. The game crashed on me about 4 or 5 times, and there were 3 instances where the game would load, and it would just say, this choice is blank, and the game would be like fucked up. I've got a clip actually I saved on my Xbox. The weird thing is, I wasn't sure if it was a glitch or what, because on the story, without any spoilers, on the story something happens to the main character. I mean, it always fucking does, to be honest. He got injured. So I thought it was a dream sequence. I thought maybe like it was trying to fuck with you, kind of like breaking the 4th wall. So I kept pressing all the buttons for, you know, choices not valid and whatever, and it's kind of glitching a bit, and it keeps saying like Buffkin will remember this. I'm not even talking to Buffkin. And then I realized, I was like, okay, this isn't right, so I restarted the game. That happened about 3-4 times, so that's definitely one of the most technical difficulty-esque game I've played in a long time. I mean, The Walking Dead Season 2 had its fair share, but it was more just when the game has to load the options, it would just freeze for maybe like 6 seconds and then carry on. Yeah, this did crash quite a bit. Same with The Evil Within, actually. The Evil Within, when I was playing that, like, I forgot to mention this last week, but the game was chugging like shit. Like, it just kept freezing to us. There was a point where it was almost unplayable. But however, I think the reason that was because my brother's a retard, and he put the game boxes on top of the Xbox, like where the cooler fan is. So it just heated the fuck out of my Xbox. So that's why I was doing all that shit, I think. It was like, it was on fire almost, so. But aside from technical glitches, the game was really fun. I'll give it an 8 because I just think again, spoilers, I think the story could have been a bit better. I mean, episode 1 like gripped me from the get-go. Episode 1 was fucking amazing. I was like, wow, this is so cool. Like the idea and the concept of it, with all the Fable characters and blah, blah, blah. I thought it was so awesome. And it ended on a really cool, cool little thing at the end, like a cliffhanger, etc., etc. And obviously, you know, I'm going to talk about spoilers now, so I'll tell you where to skip ahead. But episode 3, you know, it was like, oh, what's his name? Ichabod Crane did all this shit, and it was like, what the fuck? That was really cool, and I was like, wow, what the fuck, man? And that was episode 2, I think. So the game kind of showed its hand a bit too early, and you already know he's not going to be the fucking main bad guy, because episode 2, so logically you're going to think, well, that's not it. I just kind of feel like there was no plot twist, really, in the game. The only plot twist there was the Crane thing, which I thought was really awesome. I was like, what the fuck, Crane? Shit. I thought that was really awesome, but then it's kind of like the crooked man is the bad guy, and it's like, okay. And I was expecting some big kind of plot twist when you met him, like maybe it was someone else, or just some really awesome plot twist, and there was nothing really there. It was just kind of like, crooked man's a bad guy. Georgie, by the way, did the murders. The 5th episode was really cool when you're the big wolf and you're killing all the Bloody Marys. That was really awesome. But I feel the ending dragged on a lot when you're just like trying to talk to all the civilians, which it's not, there's only like 7 fucking fables there, so that's cleaning up the whole town. Do you know what I mean? So I was just kind of like, I don't know, I didn't really like the crooked man that much. I didn't really think he was interesting. I didn't really give a shit about him. And because I was doing the whole, you know, being nice kind of route on the game, like I didn't attack anyone. The part when you're attacking Georgie's, like, you know, his stripper club, I didn't smash anything. So I didn't kill anyone or resort to violence, like, ever. I just tried my best to go, like, that's the thing. That's what, like I was saying, Telltale game know how to make good characters. They know how to make good character development. The fact that I didn't want to kill anyone is because I felt sorry for Wolf. You know, I didn't want Wolf to feel like he can be known as this tyrant. I wanted him to people to understand him a bit more and understand like he's not some twat. So I actually felt for some stupid 3D character, and I wanted the actions I chose because I wanted people to accept him and stuff. Which is, again, is a really awesome accomplishment. And I said this on The Walking Dead Season 2. The fact that you can make me care about a game that much is a really awesome accomplishment. So all in all, The Wolf Among Us was really good. I would recommend checking it out. Hopefully you guys don't have the same technical glitches that I had, because that kind of hindered the experience a little bit. But hopefully you guys will enjoy it. I've also been playing some Bayonetta 2. I've been kind of on and off with this game. Like, I played it for an hour, then I just kind of stopped, and I've just been playing it like little intervals every now and then. I did play quite a lot of it when I was drunk the other night, so I don't remember like a whole lot of what happened. It's a really fun game, and don't get me wrong, the dialogue is corny as hell. And there's a character in it who's got these like this braided hair, some guy, this little kid, and he has the worst, and I mean the worst voice acting I've heard in the game in a long time. But I don't understand, is he supposed to have an English accent? Like, he sounds like fucking Jonah from, you guys ever seen Summer Heights High? Jonah, fuck you, sir. He sounds like that. And I feel like that's not what they were going for. So, I don't know, that guy, that character is terrible. And everything he says sounds really weird as well. So that's kind of a disappointment. But again, the main thing is obviously the gameplay. And the gameplay is, let's be honest, it's really good. Really fucking awesome. I mean, you can dodge really well. There's no like delay when you use moves. I feel like everything's really fluid and works really well. Definitely one of the best hack and slash games I've played in terms of being satisfying and the combat feeling really great. It's really fun. The story's engaging. It's nothing like super amazing, but it's kind of fun. I have found though, that's really weird. There's so many fucking bosses one after the other. The first like 5 chapters or so of the game was like, you know, you explore an area, you kill the little enemies and the big boss at the end or a middle boss, and it kind of felt really good level design in a way. I really enjoyed it. But I feel like what I'm playing as now, from like chapter 9 onwards, you literally fight a boss, and that's the end of the chapter. Then you fight another boss, that's the end of the chapter. And next chapters, maybe you walk down a hallway and you kill like 2 enemies. Then there's a boss again. And it's just kind of like, I feel they put loads of effort and time into chapter 1, 2, 5 and whatever the fuck up to like 6. And it feels like a proper level. But then they just kind of were like, okay, fuck it. And then they just kind of made every boss a chapter or like a small little part of chapter, which, I don't know, it feels really lazy and a bit weird. And I know everyone's raving about this game. It's got 91 on Metacritic and everything, but I think honestly, I think it's fucking biased. I mean, I think because they know it's going to struggle and not do very well, people just kind of feel a bit more for the game because, you know, it's a very good game. It does deserve to be played and it does deserve to be acknowledged. But at the same time, it's like, I don't think it's super incredible. I'd give it a 7 or an 8 right now. I'll let you know when I beat the game at my proper verdict. But I mean, like I said, it feels really lazy towards the end. When I was first playing it at the start, I was like, this game's fucking great. This might be one of the best games I've played in a long time. I'm really enjoying this. But like I said, it just kind of just trailing off really badly towards the end. Unless the game starts to pick up towards the end, then yeah. That's about it really for big games I've been playing. I've been playing a bit of Awesome Noughts again, some multiplayer games with my brothers, etc, etc. So with those out of the way, it's time for the game of the week! I wasn't really sure whether to talk about this game because I talk about it all the fucking time. And I also did a show a few years back called Game of the Week, which is where this like little segment got inspired from. But I talk about this game a lot, and for good reason. It's so fucking good. And I'm bringing it up again because I really want people to play it. I really want people to play this game. It's so cheap now. You can get it anywhere. And again, I think playing Bayonetta 2 has just reminded me, like, you know, really good games like this don't get played often, and they don't get the recognition they deserve. And Vanquished is a really good example of that. Vanquished sold shit as far as I know. Another Platinum Games game as well. They're an amazing company. They do some really great games. You're basically a guy in this white mech suit who can fly around everywhere and just shoot robots and kill them and be an absolute badass. In a nutshell. Like I said, it's really cheap. I bet you can get it for about $5 now, or not even that, maybe less. Unless now it's really rare and now it's gonna be more, but last time I checked, it was pretty cheap. Let's have a check here, actually. Yeah, there we go. Vanquished, $7.69. Not a bad price for an incredible game. Just go play it! And that's it for the show this week. I might be streaming this week, actually. And every Tuesday, I do a stream on the Creature Hub. So check that out if you can. If not, then your loss. Thanks for watching, guys.